Throughout the years, many have researched the Bible. To this day, no one has a clear description of what the image of Jesus looked like. Many have come up with their own images. The most popular are that of a Caucasian Jesus. Question is, what did God in the flesh really look like? Now more than ever, the case for the race is implemented. Was he white? Was he black? Indian? Let us take it back in time to find out from the beginning of Earth's history. In the book of Genesis, he first tells us his likeness. In chapter 1, verse 26 to 27, it says, "And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So the first clue about his image is that we resemble him in likeness, not in power. Let's not get that confused. People have debated the image of Jesus for years. Some argue that he is dark-skinned, and others claim he has blue eyes and blonde hair. Some say he looks like an Avenger with muscles for days, like Thor. Yeah, no. When he was born on this earth, he was in Bethlehem. His parents, Mary and Joseph, were Jews from Nazareth. I'm not going the Christmas story route. That's a video for another day. Now, Nazareth is a city in Israel. Israel is in the Middle East. The Middle East is located in Northeast Africa. Africans to this day resemble this. That may have helped a little, but in Revelation it goes deeper into his image. The first chapter explains it in detail. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength. So there is the evidence. His head and hairs were white like wool, white like snow, and his eyes had flames in them. Feet like brass, as if it were burned, with the voice of many waters. And he had a double-edged sword coming out of his mouth. How cool is that? Okay, that part wasn't literal. Most importantly, his countenance, meaning his aura, so to speak, was like the sun. That is extremely bright if you ask me. The topic of Jesus' race will always be popular, even in the news media.
Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. Jesus was a white man too.
I would agree that when you're talking about the historical Jesus, and Kelly during her segment, she took a moment to say that, we have historical evidence of what Jesus looked like. Yeah, he was an olive-skinned man because he was from first century Palestine. He likely had close-cropped dark hair and dark eyes and looked like his peers and contemporaries. And so on that, Kelly is definitely just incorrect. She's misinformed.
The question now is, now that you have an image of what Jesus is like, what is more important? Through all the traumatic events happening in the world, there is hope. That hope comes from that same God. Doesn't matter what his skin tone is, he is still God at the end of the day. Whether black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or Native American, he is all of us, all in one. He has come to save everyone, whether Jew or Gentile, bond or free. Doesn't matter to him. So why does it matter to us about his color? In the end, we all represent the image of Christ, not just in looks, but in the way we perceive things, through reasoning and a conscience. And we should reason with each other. Love those that don't look like us. That's what love is. Subscribe for more videos about the Bible. I'll see you next time.